welcome back to the Schmitter's 100 Acre Woods. So back out here at the 100 acres, continuing to get stuff cleaned up for the septic area behind me. So have that to kind of finish getting cleaned up a little bit. Have some stuff in the way. So today we're going to try to do a layout of the pole barn house and kind of where it's going to go. Tell us where the septic can kind of lie and kind of get everything more finalized as far as where that's all going to go, so we can work on getting the septic area finalized to get the septic or get the permit for the septic. So kind of what's on the docket today, and working on that to kind of get more of that moving. Right, so I went ahead and got the log trailer hooked up to the otter. So we have this stuff here need to get picked up. So a couple of the trees that were over here we didn't get cut up and taken out yet. Some of it we got cut, just haven't moved it out. So have some red oak and some other pieces up there. Gonna get them on the trailer, just take them down to the log yard so it's with everything else. I kind of mowed this area at one time. So he'll put the bush hog back on, we'll get this mowed back down. Probably not today, but some of these trees here we'll eventually want to take out, because somewhere in this vicinity is kind of where the corner is going to be. So that's why we need to clean this out. Is one of the corners will be here and then go in that direction. So we may want to try to get kind of that little bit of mess cleaned up as well, just so that we have kind of the full area. We want to get it laid out pretty close to what it's actually going to be, and then actually get it squared up, the building squared up. We're looking at the septic, and I think we're actually going to push it down the hill, because it kind of, we have a pretty good slope here, and then it kind of levels back off further down. So that may kind of allow us to take everything that way just a little bit. But basically have a little bit of a low spot just this side of the drive, which we're kind of thinking is going to be kind of our base point as far as elevation goes for the house. So we're going to shoot that elevation there, and then kind of get an idea of what everything else is going to be, where our stakes are. We'll then be able to GPS those spots. I'll take the drone, have nice clear sky, be able to take a photo of this, and then stretch that photo to an actual GPS map, and then be able to do more of our layout kind of virtually as well. So we'll kind of be working on both of those things too. We go ahead and get most of the rounds loaded up and just kind of use the tractor for those. It's not very far to move those to, so he's kind of picking up the good stuff. I'm picking up some of the stuff that just needs to go back to the green hole because it's pretty rotten. So we go ahead and bolt on our forks so we can get some of this stuff picked up and put on the trailer. So have a couple different varieties here, just stuff that we've cut down right here in this area. So some sycamore and maybe a piece of maple. So get that down and have him use the tractor to kind of help get some of this stuff off, and just kind of add to our pile for right now. Hopefully this kind of fall we'll have some cooler weather where we can really kind of get in here, get some of it cut up, and you know, start to reduce that pile. Right now it's just too hot, and we kind of have other projects that we want to get done before working on that. So we've gotten all the stuff that's really worthy of firewood out. So this stuff's just pretty rotten. It was the top of a tree that was dead or dying. So so kind of do a green hole run here. Just take this stuff back, and I'm able to kind of just back in over here to where he can get the tractor in, get some of this stuff you know, kind of off the side, And then with the forks, it's a little difficult, definitely with the size we have, so I was able to push a lot of that stuff off the back. Again, having that poly on those rungs really helps because it's a slick surface, so makes unloading a lot easier for some of that type of stuff. So we have a big piece of ash that we really want to get out of there with the trailer. So get it loaded on. Kind of drags a little bit, so I have to use him as like a pusher vehicle, just kind of keep it from coming off. And ended up coming off there, but ended up working out all right because it was close enough then to the green hole to where he could just push it in. So we use the piece of poly, 12-inch poly we have in the back to kind of help get that elevation. So have him pick that up, I get it pulled out. That piece there just kind of helps get the initial momentum up. And he got it up about as far as he could without like hoisting the front up more. So go ahead and just have him on the tractor, kind of keeping that. So just a couple times he had to kind of push it back on, and then just kind of get it rolled over to the green hole, and then we'll be able to get it pushed further back in with the 62.
Okay, so we got all the logs and stuff out of there. There's the one dead ash that had fallen across the drive. A couple weeks ago, we took it back in the dump trailer, saw that. Mostly just trying to get it out of the way. But doing some mowing through here, he'll get this little bit here as well. Trying to get that mowed up, and then we'll be pretty close to starting to lay stuff out. So lay out the house kind of in this area, and then lay out the septic after that. I'll try to get some video of that. It's just kind of hard because it's pretty wide sprawling. So I'll try to get some video to kind of explain, and then maybe at the end try to go back through. Can actually put posts in the ground this time, so visually be able to see it a little bit better with what's going on and how it's going to look. And then once I fly and do the drone video overhead, really be able to kind of tell even better what's going on.
Alright, so have him mulch most of that up. There is a dead tree that was kind of down back there, so get the saw and kind of get it pulled out. So yeah, I just went up there, got that cut, and you see him take out a couple chunks there. There's just one that kind of fallen on the hillside and was blocking, so kind of get that, and then I kind of get it cut down just into a more manageable size. Whether we do something with it now or later, just kind of make it so we can handle it. It's pretty dead, so not really worth firewood, just getting it out of the way. Alright, so here actually stretching some lines and getting everything laid out. So it's all said and done with, porches and everything. We're like 110 by 60. So that's not going to be the actual size of the building, but that's going to be kind of the total size of everything with overhangs and all. So get that stretched out, and then so we kind of got it squared up a little bit there at the beginning, and then just keep stretching lines to kind of work on that. And then actually drove stakes into the ground so we kind of have set points to go off of. And then here, just same thing, kind of working with the septic, so have to kind of have the same elevation on the top side, so have the laser level set up and kind of getting that figured out with the stick there to make sure we kind of have good elevation and that the tank will be in a good spot. So here, kind of there in the shadows, there's two stakes there. So one's going to be the building, the other one's going to be like the back side of kind of the overhang that we want on the back. So you can see the stake in drive is the building, stake back in the woods is actually, you know, kind of the overhang, and then goes across there and have those two stakes on that side. There's a stake over there by that pile, and that's the corner of the building. And then over here is the septic layout, so we just kind of put these stakes in and then kind of drew a box around it so that we had kind of an idea. So have that there across, and then it's a 50 by 20 area that we kind of have staked out here, which is what we need for the septic. And then the perimeter drain has to be at least 10 feet away, so that's what's marked in blue there. And here's the other corner of the building, which will include like the porch I want to put on the side. So that's far enough away from the drain and everything, and then kind of have that fairly well squared up to where you have those going across there. So having this laid out really helps kind of visualize everything. So in the background you can hear he was cutting, so I'm gonna go ahead and get this tree out, get it cleaned up today. So right at the edge of the septic to where we may go ahead and leave it and do stump grind or dig it out, not 100% sure yet. I'm gonna kind of wait on that. So for the day, we're just going to cut it down and go ahead and get the top cleaned up, just providing a little bit of shade there for an area we want dried up, and it's too close to where the house and everything's going to be to stay, so go ahead and get it taken out. So there's some decent logs in here that will be potentially millable, so go ahead and get those offloaded. The second one may just be firewood, it's got a little bit of a curve to it. First one should be pretty good though, so just get them taken over here and get them drug off. So go ahead and use the trailer here since we had it hooked up to get some of the brush and stuff off. Disadvantage here is you gotta unload and load by hand, unlike the dump trailer where you can, you know, just back up and let it go. So use the forks and the trailer to get most of this stuff picked up, and you know, just kind of leave it. Trailer's 10 or 12 foot long, so can leave it about that length. Get loaded on here and start getting stuff moved back.
I don't know that I've done an actual video since we cut that tree down, but basically it was going to blocking some of the light. It was too close to the septic anyway. It was blocking some of the light and the sky for getting photos of the septic there. So we went ahead and cut it down. Getting most of it picked up. A little bit of firewood in it, and most of it's just treetop here. Just using the log trailer, put some of the branches on, get back there between that and the forks. Getting this cleaned up, so I have one more load, we'll get it cleaned up, and then after that I think I'll do the drone, and we'll do some GPS stuff of getting the septic area mapped, and we have it kind of drawn out on the ground, so you see that, and then we just have stakes in the ground for where the house is going to go, but kind of have it all laid out as well. Okay, so put out our squares, so we GPS these, so those you can see from the drone, so you can then have those, put them in the map as collected points then, and then basically you drag the photo to that and it snaps to that point. So have those recorded so we can stretch photos of what we actually have here. So instead of just being like a Google Earth photo, we'll have these that we actually have everything laid out on. It'll make drawing the septic stuff a lot easier. So we have our drain, 10-foot offset from there, and about 12 feet or so from the corner of what will be the wraparound porch. So plenty of distance there. Have our 54 by 20 sand bed for the Presby laid out. So corner, come down the 20 feet, 54 that way. Got it fairly squared up here, and then you can just see the lines just so you can kind of get a sense of what that will be. So basically that gets dug out about 3 feet. It's topside, so the tops are level. We have a little bit of slope down, but that's not too bad. We'll be able to get our pipes leveled up in the bottom there, so that won't be too bad either. So basically this gets all dug out flat. Then you put your sand in, put your pipes in, and then the tank will go kind of up that direction. So in between, obviously, here and the house. So have a nice location for it that will work elevation-wise. So we have that. This all set up. So kind of the main goal today was to get this laid out and see what we actually have, and see, okay, what trees do we need to take down and stuff like that. So like some of these we want to get out of here, just because while we have all this room, we want to be able to get some of these out. But now we kind of have a better sense of, we don't want to be driving in this area too much and get this compacted. While we'll be taking a lot of dirt out, we don't want to do anything to disrupt, being able to put it in this area. So anyway, that's that. And then we have the house laid out as well. And basically, so this remains pretty much open. So then the house will start here, go that way, have those two over there, and then we'll kind of go up that hillside, but leave room there to where we can still get behind. We have two stakes. One will be the corner of the house, and then the other one will be the overhang for the back. Well, that about wraps it up for today. Got the septic area laid out, which is the main goal for today. Also got the house area kind of laid out, got a little bit cleaned up in there, just because everything on the house kind of got pushed that direction. So kind of got it cleaned up, and then we'll pick it up a little bit more, and then I can start mowing that, just kind of keep that open. Got all this laid out, got this tree cut down, and then we'll have more in here that we'll want to do. Just kind of keep this open, and then like I said, some of this stuff we'll want to get cleaned out while it's nice and open. But kind of got the main thing accomplished today, and just kind of, a lot of moving stuff around, and with this, getting it all cleaned up. So not a whole lot of big massive change kind of things, but this is one of those steps we need to get done so that we could actually apply for the permit. So we have all the rules and everything, so we'll actually get the permit once we get this submitted. So that'll be exciting. We can work on that this summer. Hopefully it continues to dry up. We finally got out of the stretch of 100 plus days. So here we're in the 1st of August. So hopefully toward the end of this month, early next month, we'll be able to actually get started on this. So thank you for joining me as we work on getting this laid out and everything.
Show you guys a little bit of drone footage here. So just playing with the feature. I'm not sure that everyone will enjoy this. I know it makes some people a little seasick, but just playing with features here. So this is kind of over the home site and where the building's going to be. And just showing that clearing and then kind of the row of trees there. A couple of those we'll still need to take out, definitely once the building kind of starts getting closer, but some of those we will end up leaving, but like that big walnut and everything right there we'll want to take down. Okay, so here we waited till later in the day, just with trying kind of getting that tree cleaned up, so kind of makes it harder to see the blue. So I have a picture later in the video that kind of shows where I've drawn lines on where the blue is and everything. You can kind of see it there. So he's going around collecting those points for our map, and I'll do another video of kind of the closed-in view of just this area since we have quite a few points now. But that's kind of where the septic's going to be, so you can see all the cleanup we've done and then dragging everything. Then here's kind of a top look at that, and here you can see I have the septic drawn out on the left and then kind of what the house is going to look like. So that kind of gives you a better idea of what exactly it's going to kind of see and how its layout will be. So here just doing a little bit more flying while I have the drone out. Let's just kind of go over the pond here. Right now is just that time of year where stuff is really collecting. It's not necessarily duckweed or anything like that, I'm not 100% sure, but you can kind of see this corner. There's no like water movement, so everything kind of collects in that corner, since in this shot behind me is where the water comes in, and then to the left is where the overflow is. That kind of area we'll have to do more work to kind of clean up. Hopefully eventually get like an aerator in there to make it a little bit nicer and hopefully eliminate some of that stuff. So as we've taken some of these trees down, it's really opened up kind of this area. So here's just kind of a look at that. So just kind of fly around that. Here in another couple weeks, we take down even more of these trees and really get it opened up even more. A couple of sycamores that are right there that really soak up light, and then kind of in the middle there, that big red oak. So we get some of those taken out, which really is going to make it seem a lot more open. But just kind of a look here at what we have so far. So thank you for watching. Hit that thumbs up button, subscribe, and we'll catch you next time.